All right, my friends, we are back working through our tier list of all the designers, or like almost 100 of them. We've worked through a lot of them, but there's still some big names left to be categorized here, so let's dive back in. So where were we? We've got S tier, A, B, C, then we get into the Marshall's clearance rack, which is really starting to fill out, and then finally we have the Forbidden Dungeon, which is really just for the worst of the worst, the stuff that just needs to be set aside forever and ever. Moving on, we are starting off here with a bang because we've got Gucci. I think the most recent Gucci collection is Alessandro Michele's final collection with the brand. He was unceremoniously let go from Gucci recently, and yeah, I guess it's maybe a swan song. I'm curious to see because I haven't kept up with the last couple of collections, so let's check it out. Okay, so most recent, spring 2023. What do we got here? Yes, Alessandro Michele. All right, I think this is his last collection at least. Are there menswear looks here? There are, so we're gonna start off right here. Each look is a twin. I mean, interesting conceptually, but I'm here for the clothes, so that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to ignore the fact that there are two of them side by side. This one lacks a bit of the playfulness that I like about Alessandro Michele's Gucci. It feels just like a little bit drab to me. I like the femininity in this neck scarf as opposed to a tie here. Very classic kind of heritage type of bag. The like cardigan jacket, I don't love this buttonless, collarless cut here. Big old baggy leather joggers almost, you can see here. I'm not totally mad about it. And these shoes here are actually quite interesting and sporty, but it's not like my favorite look. This is much more Gucci-esque. Actually almost reminds me a bit of Eddie Slima's early Celine collections, especially in the cut. But again, this doesn't really do it for me. I like the exuberance of the sequins, whatever this is, but the cut, the big boxy shoulders tapering into a cropped waist, it's not doing a lot for me. I like the fit of the pants, and the shoes are just like some patent loafers. So I'm not hating it so far, but I'm not going crazy for it. This feels very Billie Eilish, like the old Billie, you know, when she was just wearing all the giant stuff. Almost like ugly chic Prada vibes. You got this like window pane check here, like field coat, belted. The shorts I really don't like. I really don't like these. And then the loafers with the socks, like it feels self-consciously ugly, and I understand that, so I'm not gonna judge it super harshly for being ugly, but it's ugly. All right, getting sporty here. Feels a little bit Balenciaga, like a hybrid short sleeve button down tracksuit, which is kind of interesting. I like these boots, combat boots with the wrap around the ankle, but the look I don't love. I'm just like it's not feeling joyful enough for me, which was always like the big selling point of Gucci for me. We're getting a lot of women's wear as well, I will say that much. A lot of women's wear. Yeah, this also reads very Celine. Little gizmos, denim shorts, and the... I don't really know what I'm supposed to say about any of this. Flory overalls and button-down short sleeves. Where's the fun, you know? All right, this feels very Timothée Chalamet. Red sequin suits. Interesting little shoes going on here. I don't know exactly how to categorize those. They're like monk loafer ballet shoes. It's kind of fun, but still feels a bit drab. For something so loud, it's surprising to say. I'm gonna like try and give it one more. Ugh. This is the kind of thing that I'm sure is very expensive, and they will find people to pay lots of money for them. But I'm not crazy about it. I like this undershirt, this kind of like classic like pilgrim collar. I do vibe with that. The shorts feel like a bit of a rebuke of the short craze going on, because there were past years where Margiela was already fully in on that train. So these are a bit baggier, a bit longer, and I actually like the cut of them. And then here are those boots from earlier. You get a better look, and yeah, they're enjoyable. But I think I'm done here. Yeah. All right, so Gucci. None of that was super badly made, and I didn't hate any of it. So it's immediately out of the clearance rack and into the C tier. So let's start looking there. It was better than all this stuff down here. Oh man. I think it was better than any of these, and I think I liked it more than CDG. You know, I think it's like right in line with like Saint Laurent and Valentino right there, where it's like there's stuff to appreciate, but it's just like not being pushed over the edge. So it's like lower B tier for me. And now we get another very big luxury brand, Dolce & Gabbana. We have a history, me and Dolce & Gabbana, and it's not a fun one. So I'm not expecting much here, but I'm going to go in with an open mind, even if I hate them as people. Check out my channel for other videos on them if you want the full story there. So this is weird. We got spring 2023, and then a bunch of old 90s collections, and then 2023 menswear. I'm guessing 2023 menswear is where we want to be at. So let's dig in here. The opening look here is very bare, I'll say that. Okay, and that really is the opening look. There's nothing for me to say about that. Okay. You know what? I don't actually hate the top, at least. Big spread collar. Oh, re-edition. They're doing that whole like Raf Simons archive redux. Helmut Lang did some re-editions semi-recently. They're doing that whole thing. So they're going back to the well. They're playing the hits. These shoes are terrible. The jeans are at least kind of interesting. And everything happening at the top here is also vaguely interesting. I feel like since they're playing the hits, I'm going to actually kind of like it. And I'm going to hate that I kind of like it. The blazer, I don't like. So we're safe there. And these jeans feel a bit overworked to me. And the shoes are terrible. All over logo stuff, rough. Yeah, these jeans are feeling like too self-consciously distressed for me. And I really don't like the fit of that blazer. Okay. Cut out guy going on here. And some short shorts. And some big old like puffy slides. The slides are okay. The bag's actually okay too. The shorts, it just looks like a pair of boxers. And then this cutout thing here, I've seen done better. Like Saint Laurent does this sometimes, Gucci does this sometimes, and both of those brands I think have done it better. That tank top is a crime. And some like military cargo pants and puffy slides. All right, we can just ignore that one because that's not worth looking at. This big V-neck, it's almost like a football jersey, and then this cutout lace. Oh, I hate these pants. Rolled up. If you're gonna like crop it, at least own that it's cropped, you know what I mean? Ooh. Oh no. It's like really bad Balenciaga Vetements. And so are these jeans actually. These read as quite like Vetements to me. Interesting. Oh my god, these t-shirts are really bad. And the pants are a big nothing burger, you know what I mean? Tucking in the tie. I can't say I back that decision. Big sloppy looking trench coat. And then some like sheer pants. I don't like the fit on any of that. You know what? We started vaguely strong, but none of this has been very enjoyable to me. I have nothing to say about a bunch of this. Oh, it feels so self-conscious, you know? There's too much intention here. This is like what people hate when you talk about pre-distressed clothing. Like it feels very inauthentic to me is what I'm saying. And I don't hate all pre-distressed stuff. Quite the opposite, actually. Ugh. What is this pattern? With the tank top underneath. No. Ugh. It doesn't even feel like fashion, you know? Oh. Oh. All the cutout stuff is not doing it for me. Oh, that tank top is so bad. Okay, I think we are safely able to say it's not good. The opening look started to fool me, but no, not good. All right, so that, I don't know. There was nothing that super offended me, but there was a real lack of cohesion. Like, none of the looks seem to be saying anything, and maybe that's the fact that they're re-editions. I don't know. So as clothing, if I were to rate this honestly, I would put it somewhere around here in the Marshall's clearance bin. But Dolce & Gabbana, I find them so objectionable that it colors my view of the clothes, and I just think it's the perfect candidate for the Forbidden Dungeon. And if you're curious why, check out my channel, check out the other videos I've got on them, but they're very just disreputable people in my opinion. But let's move on to hopefully better and brighter things by looking at Maison Margiela. Let's check it out. All right, so I believe it is still John Galliano who is doing Margiela. I don't think there's any menswear in couture, but I'm going to check just because, and it's very hard to say, but I think I would have a hard time like rating this collection, although it is cool. Man, are there menswear looks here? I'm so confused. I think that's women's wear. It's like costume design. You know what I mean? I don't think, oh, interesting. Damn, it would be hard for me to rate this collection, so maybe I'll find like a non-couture collection. How about Spring 2022 ready to wear? Sure. That seems fair. They're all videos. And it's very like Vivienne Westwood Pirates. Weird. They're all like GIFs. What is happening? This shows like I never look at Margiela runway shows, but nice and feminine, classic, a sort of harem pant style. I don't know if I'm gonna vibe with this. Hold on, go back. Hyper distressed crop sweater is actually really cool. Okay. Big old booties. Playboy sweater? It almost looks like the Playboy logo. A little clapping, a little dancing, okay. The quality is actually really bad, so it's hard for me to get a good handle on the clothes. Those are actually some very good looking short shorts. I like the classic Margiela label on the boot as well. I don't know what to make of any of this. This reminds me of like a couture type show as well. It feels like it's more about the presentation than the clothes per se. So now it makes me want to know if this resort collection has menswear to look at, because this looks like an actual lookbook. That looks like a lot of women's wear to me. I don't know, y'all. Oh no, I think there's menswear in here. All right, let's look at this. I'm maybe bending the rules, but like I need clothes I can actually look at. Very nice cardigan, but like, well, what do I make of that? You know, that's very nice. Marrying like I call it like pilgrim type thing, but like early American, Victorian, maybe? I feel like I'm mixing my eras, but mixing that with almost like a flight suit is an interesting idea. It's all so conceptual though. And usually I like conceptual, but sometimes if the concept takes over the actual clothes, you know, I think this looks like an old school kind of tweed, like a Harris tweed type of thing. And I like this outturned lining with a little bit of like puckering, ruching. I don't know exactly what technique that would be, but I don't hate it. It's all very nice. It's all very of a piece, but if I'm thinking about like actually wearing this, I'm sure I'd feel good, but it almost actually reminds me of like, this is the type of thing I'd wear if I were the type of person that's wearing like Amy Leon Dore stuff. You know, it gives me that same type of vibe. And it's like the same cardigan, you know? I'm sure it sells pretty well. I really don't like that. Weird like PJ field outfit. The boots, though. Hot damn. Are those? They almost look like thong sandals, but with like pleather tabby socks on. Interesting. This almost reminds... would be like if Kiko Kostatinov designed for Burberry. You know? I do like when Margiela does like the hybrid stuff. So this trench does speak to me on some level. Real close-up of the belt. Thanks for that. Another one of those flight suits. Big old leather trench. I like that. Again, I like the little bit of pucker that Galliano's throwing in there. A little suit with some shorty shorts. I like that combo, actually. It's like he just got caught, you know, in a sensitive situation he wasn't supposed to be in. He's just throwing on his clothes and climbing out the window. That's the vibe that gives me. Some masks. Not a big fan of this. It's nice. It's just maybe not for me. Oh, the knit short shorts do give some life, though, you know? Now it's like very Tom Brown. This is actually sick. This is a great shot. Very evocative, you know? Like, I live near an Ivy League, and this gives me, like, early Ivy League, you know? All right, I think it's probably... Oh, nice. Beautiful sweater. Beautiful detailing, kind of like inside-out detailing. And then some, like, weird, like, Balenciaga track sandals. Kind of odd. Yeah, all right, let's call it there. This is going to be a hard one. All right, it's, like, impossible to even see our full list anymore. But anyway, Maison Margiela. I found a lot of that actually quite interesting and thought-provoking without ever going over the edge. It's not dungeon, it's not clearance, it's not C tier. I think it's also going in the B tier. I think I'd put it right around this JPG McQueen kind of area here. I really respect what they do, but I don't know, it's maybe a little bit too married to that, like, magical realism Galliano thing, I think. But I get that that's part of the allure for a lot of people. All right, next up, D Squared. Oh, man, we've got another one that I have dunked on my channel. But I've not looked at one of their runway shows in God knows how long. In my experience, their collections are very... I don't know if this is politically correct, like schizo is the word that I'd use to describe. I'm sure if I'd given it 2 seconds of thought, I could have come up with a better word, but very just all over the place, but not necessarily always bad. So D Squared, let's find out where they land. All right, so we have, wow, already into pre-fall menswear. All right, here we go. If my cat starts going crazy, please forgive me. Hi, buddy. Yeah, there he is. He's a whiner. Given very Gucci right off the bat, you know? Is this where Alessandro Michele went? What are you doing, pal? He's going nuts over here. All right, interesting. This vest is quite nice. Maybe a little bit too overdone in that kind of, like, I don't know, Dior oblique kind of way. That's, like, what it's giving me. The shirt underneath... Actually, together, this is giving me, like, Etro, which is not exactly where you want to be, I don't think. Definitely going full-on pattern mixing here. Trench coat. This feels very costumey, the oversized gold buttons here. The shirt underneath, whatever's happening, I'm not super mad about. It's 70s vibes, that kind of, like, the good type of Gucci. The pants are so bad. It's, like... bad Saint Laurent. It's just a weird amalgam of, like, every luxury brand. And now suddenly this jacket is, like, I don't know, Helmut Lang, Balenciaga, kind of. A little bit of, like, BBS. There's just too much happening. And then the pants, on their own, wouldn't be bad. Same thing with the boots. Actually, these pants would be not bad with a different look. As is, the proportions are all off. But the boots and jacket together aren't bad. So I'm not, like, super angry about it or anything. And now we're into, like, what would this be, like Tom Ford category maybe? And then with Gucci underneath, this Argyle. The jacket doesn't do a whole lot for me. Really, none of it does. The purple corduroys are very Gucci. Whoa, where did this come from, dude? Oh my god. And you got Balmain jeans mixed with whatever the hell's going on up here. This is a brand that just like doesn't feel like it knows what it is. They're still leaning into the Western treatment. Jacket's not terrible, I guess. Oh, and now we're into like bad Celine, maybe? Bad like Eddie Saint Laurent with Etro underneath. These jeans are very D-squared. That's kind of what I think, like, associate with them. All right, like a shearling trucker jacket. It's just so all over the place. Varsity, leather, leopard. I don't think there's a whole lot more I can add other than what I've already said. And this is Loewe. What? Oh my god. All right, I think I'm done. I've gotten more from this one collection than I've gotten from the entire series up to this point. Jeez, too much. All right, you know what that actually felt like? It felt like Boohoo or Zara or something. It felt like a knockoff of all like whatever the hot luxury stuff is from the past like 5 years, all thrown into a pot and mixed up. But none of it was done all that well. It's not Forbidden Dungeon stuff. Like, in isolation, if you took a lot of these pieces and threw them on, most people would probably say you look pretty good, I'd assume. But, like, I don't think it has any original voice, which most of these at least do. So I think that puts us into clearance. But it was, like, towards the top of clearance. Like, I might actually put it, like, right here. It's, like, just almost breaking into the C tier, but definitely not higher. Yeah, totally fair. Oh my god, we're on like the big boys today, right? Look at this. Look who's next. Fendi. What is Fendi doing now? I have not paid any attention to Fendi in forever. Let's see. So I believe Fendi menswear is still being designed by Sylvia Fendi, and the women's wear is being done by Kim Jones, I think. They're also doing a lot of collections, but we've got 2023 menswear right here, and our opening look is not men. Oh wait, that is menswear. I've got to be less sure of the things I say. All right, digging right in. Fendi is a brand that I've never fully gotten into because they are so very brown. All right, look one right here. It's kind of like a greenish military brown, I would say, with a big old spread collar. They're going full on to that denim. They're in that vibe and like some like carpenter type jeans with some layers. It's like well color coordinated. These like tassel moccasins are not it though. I don't know. It's not like bad, but I'm not crazy about it. Very military, outdoorsy. Bag looks fun though. It's just, what's gonna put this over the top? You've got like a towel shirt here, sweater, short sleeve with fringe. Not terrible, but I've seen it done elsewhere. And the monogram, I guess, isn't like super disgusting. It's at least fairly tasteful for Logomania stuff. Similar jeans to what they've been doing elsewhere here. Full-on cow print. A little pouchy here. I actually don't hate this jacket. Fringy short shorts and monogram sandals is a whole lot of nothing, though. Pretty much the same look we saw before. Going in on the denim. The color combinations are not bad. It's something they've always been pretty good at, is even though it's not my color scheme, they do well with color matching. The shirtless blazer. Basically, this look just exists to show off the logo belt, I think. Okay, interesting knit here. Looks a little weirdly sloppy. It looks a little sloppier than I think they were trying for it to. Sneakers are rough, like weird denim sneakers. There's nothing to write home about there. There's nothing for me to talk about there. Now this, there's at least something to talk about. I think I find it fairly ugly, and the entire look is too monochrome. I would have liked a pop of like maybe a pink or something. I think that would have been nice, maybe in the sweater. I do love this collar though, and the jacket as a whole, it's really not bad. It's not bad at all. Now we're back to kind of like boring town, I would say. Interesting. It's got like a bomber pocket at the sleeve too. Very like one note in a lot of this stuff. The most boring trench I've ever seen. We've got cutouts at the shoulders for some reason. The pants are really bad. Man, no bueno. Okay, what's this? Cute sweater. Gives like Loro Piana or like, I don't know, Hermes vibes maybe. And the tassel shoes, they gotta go. That's kind of fun. The texture is nice. It's like waxed texture. Ooh. Ooh. The shoes have been really bad. Ooh, there's a logo all over in there. Ew, that gives like bad Amiri, you know? This jacket gives Prada to me. Very boring otherwise though. Very like marketable though, I think. Like there are a lot of people that would buy that in store, I'd assume. This blazer is actually pretty nice with the short sleeve. I can see that looking good on a lot of people. Holy shit. This is the coolest thing they've put up, actually. They're at least trying something, you know what I mean? And then they do it in a fleece, and it's really lame. I don't know. What do you want from me? Oh, that's cool. I like this effect. It's like icy. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of some of the more interesting stuff that Virgil did at Louis Vuitton. Ew, these like anoraks are not it. I think I'm just about done though. All right, my cat's done, so let's call it here. All right, Fendi. There's like craftsmanship there, you know what I mean? It's just like not really for me, and they're still weirdly quite heavily into the logo mania. Just really hoping it comes back around, which it kind of is, unfortunately. But it wasn't Forbidden Dungeon. I don't think it was clearance either. I think it was not B tier. But I think it is C tier. The question is just where. I think it's right in line with like Tom Ford and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's super fair. Let's get a little bit loungy, you guys, because we need to talk about Fear of God. FoG, Jerry Lorenzo. He has a very clear point of view, whether you like it or not. I know what Fear of God looks like. It at least has an identity. So let's see how they're keeping up with it. All right, actually the most recent one is only fall 2022. I think he only like puts out new collections when he's ready. You know, he doesn't feel the need to put out a new one every season, which I think is commendable. Like, these designers, they have to churn out too much product, and I feel like it does hurt the industry as a whole to some degree. But this is what you get from Fear of God. You get like elevated basics, loungy yet tailored, casual yet formal. It's, even if you don't like it, it's at least interesting, I would say. So you get, it looks very like comfy, but also fancy, you know? Very beige, as always. Nice neck on the turtleneck here. I don't like the shoes that they've been doing. I also don't really like these pants. They look a little awkward. But actually the top half, I think, is totally fine and kind of interesting. But then you get into this stuff where it's like you're in Vince land. You know what I mean? Like, you could buy this for probably like $800, or you could go to Vince and get the exact same thing for like $200 maybe. Or even better, if you buy Vince used, you could get it for probably like $40. These are really bad sweatpants. And it's the same weird like cloggy loafy shoes. And I think this is the same look as the first one. No, a different sweater. The rest looks essentially the same though. A logo tag there. I don't know, it's quite stylable. Like, if you go all in on Fear of God, you're at least going to look interesting. I don't know, it's kind of nice in a weird way. There is something nice about it. I don't think I could ever dive in enough to make it work, but there is a slight allure to it. The knits look nice, I will say. This guy just keeps wearing the same ass stuff though. That's the thing, it's actually kind of like hard to say sometimes if it's a new look or they're just wearing the same thing they've been wearing the entire show. Like a knit Henley and an overcoat. The end. Big ol' oversized blazer and trousers. The end. Okay, something a little bit more casual. And it does not work. Ooh, it really does not work. He just looks puffy. And not in a good way, you know? Same thing, now he's wearing a hoodie. Wearing like a Yeezy Gap kind of hoodie, you know? And a very ill-fitting bomber. Oof. What is the shape of that arm and what is the crop on that? I actually thought I would like this more than I do. I do think they're good at tailoring though. I legitimately think so. Is that the bomber on? It's just not, it doesn't have appeal. Nice little like lapel-less black suit. If you saw like a modern star on the red carpet wearing that, I think they could probably pull it off. It looks pretty fun, actually. Ooh. Again, just like puffy. Why are they making these like skinny models look so puffy? Yeah, I think I'm done. We're getting some denim to come in, I guess. A new color, a new texture. I was not expecting that to bust out, but I don't think we needed it to because it doesn't do anything for me. Ooh, the puffiness. All right. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So I think there are things that I think Fear of God does well, and there are things that Fear of God thinks Fear of God does well, and those two things might not be fully meeting up. They sometimes meet up, but sometimes they're pretty far apart. There are things in Fear of God that are solidly B tier, and there are things that are solidly clearance bin. I don't think they're Forbidden Dungeon, but I think what happens is it means it evens out to the C tier. I think that's the only thing that feels fair to me. So I would put it, Alix was up here. I think I'm going to put it like right around there. Slightly like the upper half of the C tier. Let's do a couple more. Oh, we got a couple G's here. Giorgio Armani. I think we're going to get another probably well-made one, but maybe boring one, although I could be wrong. Let's check it out. All right, I'm actually not sure how many runway shows he does, but we do get Spring 2023 menswear, and this cover look is actually much more interesting than I was expecting to see out of Armani here. Is it good? I don't know, but it's at least kind of interesting. I like the pattern mixing. I like, it looks like it's like a linen suit, some fringiness, a stole of some kind going on here. It's kind of hard to differentiate all the different pieces, but it's at least interesting to start off with. This I don't love as much. It feels weirdly lazy and also tortured on the fit as well. And that's like the same thing. Whatever's going on under here feels like a mistake, although obviously I know it's not. Odd and a weird like computer case thing. Very not chic kind of bag. Giant lapel. Mandarin collar. Is it supposed to look so wrinkly? Is that intentional? It doesn't look good, I wouldn't say. There it is again. Weirdly unfinished. You think of Armani as being so clean, you know? These colors, too. These pants mixed with this blazer, they're too close. But also then not close enough, you know what I mean? Same deal here. What is this? They've got some weird thoughts going on color here. This feels very like thrift bin. Very bowed, you know? Getting a little bit psychedelic. This feels like L'Avant or something. Really going hard on the Mandarin collars. Huh. I'm just a bit confused, honestly. A little asymmetrical jacket. with a weird pattern. The pattern choices are also very odd, honestly. That feels more like Japanese than anything. Whoa. What? A little monogram in there? Is that what that is? Is that a Armani monogram? Mandarin, shirtless underneath, showing a little bit of skin. Weird pattern pants. I'm finding this just very odd. Ooh. Ooh. I was hoping this would be much more wearable than it is. Yeah, I think I'm done. Ooh. Okay. Okay. That was incredibly ugly and messy. I'm honestly a bit flabbergasted here. Giorgio Armani, that was honestly pretty close to the Forbidden Dungeon, but I don't think it was quite there. I think that was in line with, like, you know what? It's under Moschino. I'm going to put it like right around Courrèges. That was really tough. Listen, if it's between that or boring yet clean suits, just give me the boring yet clean suits, because at least that's wearable, you know? All right, one more. Let's look at Givenchy, another one of the big boys. We're hitting hard these days. Matthew and Williams, he has moved on, or not moved on, but he has graduated. He was doing Alix, now he's also doing Givenchy. Let's see what the latest is from him. All right, MMW, pre-fall menswear. The pre-falls are already coming in. It comes in fast. Life comes at you fast, you know what I mean? So the early collections, I haven't seen the last couple, I don't think. The early collections from Matthew and Williams for Givenchy were very, like, bombastic, in your face, dark. But this doesn't look as much like that. This looks like it's taken a step back. It's trying to refine itself a bit, maybe find a bit more of that critical love that has been missing. Okay, I can't tell if these are one piece or if this is an undershirt. I think it's an undershirt. This blazer, those might be logos at the neck here. The fit on the pants is a little tight, and just the shirtless with the tailoring is kind of played out to me, but, you know, boring. Very boring. That reads as very Alix to me, outside of the, like, flannel, whatever that is. Huh. Logo stuff. Okay. Man, this really feels like an afterthought, huh? This feels like dog ate your homework kind of work. This blazer paired with these jeans? Really? Like, that's the best you've got? Wow. This is incredibly lazy stuff. If there's one thing that the other Givenchy stuff I've seen from MMW, it wasn't lazy. There's no point of view to any of this. It's all just generic, like, luxury looking stuff, you know? Quite heavily branded. This is the first thing that feels like it actually had some maybe intention behind it, but still, you don't need to go to Givenchy to get a look like this. You could get it for much less. And now this is a completely different collection, you know? Maybe it's the color, but it feels a bit too Heron Preston for me. Now we've fully moved into the streetwear territory, and not in a good way. Ooh, this is like Bad Stone Island vibes now. Ew. Oh, these pants look so cheap. Who hurt you? This isn't bad, actually. What do you call this fabric? Like, I'm gonna butcher it. I'm not gonna try, but pretty cool fabric. This little buckle, the like 4G buckle, ain't terrible. Kind of fun and sporty. But the rest of this... Okay, this is more like what I think of when I think of Matthew and Williams Givenchy. A lot of attitude, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's great, but it's at least got something going to it, you know? Same with this one, I guess. Although, much worse. And that's the last look. Wow. Okay. All right, Givenchy. I actually had much higher hopes for that. I know a lot of people really dislike Givenchy since Matthew and Williams started, but I was kind of a fence sitter. I liked some of it and didn't like some of it, but that I really disliked. It was so lazy. It actually reminded me a lot of that Louis Vuitton collection. I think it was actually slightly better than that one, though, so I'm just going to drop it right there in the clearance bin, right above Louis Vuitton. And I think that's where we'll leave it for this episode. So thank you so much for watching. Here's our entire list up to this point. We're getting there. Take a look at the other video on screen here, and I'll talk to you guys next time.